Today we're going to talk a little bit about what keeps a person stuck in the mud. I asked the question in several of the studies, if you belong to the Father, you're going to get up out of that mud and you're going to head home. But if you stay in that mud, you ask yourself the question, am I the neighbor's kid? And if you're not the neighbor's kid, what is keeping you there? So I think the clear answer is we want it both ways. It's the description of that pig. He's got one hoof clinging over the edge on solid ground, keeping him afloat, and the other hooves are sinking in the mud and enjoying the day. In James 3:11 it says this, does a fountain bring forth sweet water and bitter water from the same source? In other words, it starts to draw parallels. And the Bible wants you to make sense of those parallels. Now, does it make sense that when you turn a water faucet on, that you should only fill the glass up halfway because you know the other half is going to be bitter water? No, when you turn the fountain on, it should all be sweet. In the same chapter, verse 12, it says a fountain should not yield both fresh and salt water. The reason you stay stuck in the mud is there's a part of your nature that feels that it can somehow balance this and yield both things. And the Bible is telling you that they are stark contrasts. These are parallels. It cannot happen. You can't make it happen. You cannot both be on solid ground with one foot and be sinking in the mud with the other. You're going to go in one direction or the other. You're going to end up making a choice, and you won't be able to balance between these contrasts. But somehow, you still want it both ways. Matthew 6:24 says, no one can serve two masters. You will either hate one and love the other, or else you will hold on to one and despise the other. Again, these are parallels. Love and hate. If you love God, you are going to hang on and hold on, and you're going to despise that human nature part that keeps you in the mud, that is holding you there. You think you can have it both ways, but again, Matthew says you can't. You have to love one and hate the other. You cannot hold to solid ground and sinking sand at the same time, but you've convinced yourself somehow that's what you're doing. James chapter 1 verse 8 says this, a double-minded man is unstable in every way. Unstable. Can't make up your mind of where you are, who you are. In that same book, chapter 1 verse 6, it says this, first of all, let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. That means ask and know that you're a child of the living God. Not, well, am I really doing the right thing in life, or should I have went to that church on that Sunday I missed, Can I really ask this? No, it says, let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. And then the Bible describes what that wavering looks like. It says, for he is the waves that are in the ocean and the wind that is blowing him, and they are tossing him back and forth. That's the description of a double-minded man. That is a description of somebody that is trying to have it both ways. That could very well be what's keeping you there. In a couple of the studies, I'd talked about a description of something that I experienced myself. And I've always told you, when you walk down that prodigal son road, if you're going to be kicking in the weeds, you're going to get stickers in your socks. And when you get back to the Father's house, you will spend months or even years, or maybe even never get all of those stickers completely out of your sock. But you'll be plucking them away, and you'll be happy to be home. Those stickers represent faith lost. and you're trying to eliminate some of that faith lost from the distance that you had from your father. So what's going on in the mind of that prodigal son? One of the things is he doesn't realize that the ring is back on his finger. He also doesn't realize the full return of his inheritance. And let me tell you this, he doesn't use his full authority returned to him by his father. This is what's going on in his mind for months or years. And sometimes the repair, if he doesn't work on it, doesn't fully complete. And truly, this is faith under repair. You know, I think about my wife, and she has such a beautiful faith. I'm amazed at it. I watch her faith, and I learn things that I never knew. It's the kind of faith that is developed when you never leave your father's house. Why did I allow such space to come between me and my father's house? I can tell you this, it is good to be home. This is food that I've provided to my family for years. I want to also provide this food to you. I hope that you'll share it with a friend. If you like it, I'll share more. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.